G'day guys and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do realistic jewelry renders in Blender. Now this is something I see a lot of people wanting to do a lot of times, but they have these really flat, boring looking images, especially when they do something like a ring. So this scene you see right here is one I'm going to provide below, so you can download this ring on BlendSwap. It's one of my own models that I made. Or you can just use your own jewelry in this tutorial or whatever you already have. So without wasting any more time, open up your scene, whether it's the one I provide or your own scene, and let's get started setting up the materials and the lighting and get a result that looks something like this. So once you've opened up the scene, if you've downloaded the ring file I included, or you have your own scene you want to work on, we are going to be adding some materials and lighting. Now, this could work for any kind of jewelry rendering you want to do. This is kind of just a technique I developed, a style of setting this up by looking at references of jewelry photography. So what we're going to do first of all is make the environment, because without the environment and the lights, we're not really going to be able to see the material being made properly. So what we're going to do is make sure our cursor is in the center. So Shift S, cursor in center. Then we're going to go add mesh, and we're going to add a plane. And we're going to size this plane up to about the size of the grid. So just S and size it up. And then we're going to go to our front orthographic view, and I'm just going to add a lamp. So I'm going to go add lamp. I'm going to add an area lamp. I'm going to move it up to about here. And my 3D cursor pivot point is enabled. So if I rotate, I'm rotating around the 3D cursor. So I'm going to rotate roughly 45 degrees. I'm going to come over here to my lamp settings, and I'm just going to make this 1200. The strength is going to be 1200, and depending on the scale of your scene and how many lamps you use, this number can vary. So you're going to kind of have to play around with it for yourself, but I know for this scene 1200 works good. And then I'm going to increase the size. I'm going to drag it up to 6.6. So we have something that looks like this. Then I'm going to go to my top orthographic view, and I'm going to go Shift D, and I'm going to rotate this roughly about this many times, like let's just say 45 degrees. So I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees roughly. Doesn't have to be precise. Oops. And then Shift duplicate, and just continue doing this. So Shift duplicate R and rotate it about that many degrees, and just keep doing it. It doesn't have to be exact, but roughly something like this. So if we look at our ring right now, it's going to seem quite bright because we have just a plain white material, and we still have to work on the bottom material here. So first of all, we're going to select the plane. We're going to go to our compositing, and we are in Blender 2.79, so we're going to be using the principled shader. So go new, get rid of the diffuse, get the principled shader, plug this into the surface, drag this, drag the metallic value all the way up to 1, and take the roughness down to about 0.2. And what we can also do is add a camera to the scene. So I'm going to come here, go add camera, Control 0 to get into my camera view, and then just move my camera out like so, move it up, and we're just going to try and get a nice pose here. And because we still have our cursor in the center, and we have our 3D pivot point set to 3D cursor, I'm just going to double tap R to rotate my camera around the cursor. I'm going to go for something like this. And what I like to do is go to my camera settings under dimensions, and I'm just going to make this 1080 by 1080. And it's at 100%, and then I'm just going to zoom in. I'm just maneuvering my camera around till I get something I like. And I'm also going to go to my camera settings, and I'm just going to make it a focal length of 75, and then maybe move it back a bit like so. I think I like the way that looks. And I'm just also going to disable this pivot point, make it median point, and I'm just going to scale my camera so it's not down that much. Okay, so this isn't really this much about, this tutorial isn't as much about setting up cameras and scenes. It's more just about the lighting and the materials. So this is what we should have at the moment. Okay, and we're going to select our plane again, and we're just going to come here and make this material dark. Okay. Almost completely black, like so. Now we can start working on our ring material. So we're going to select the ring, itself, not the jewels, and we're going to do the exact same thing. You can see here it already has a, in the scene you downloaded, it already has a diffuse material applied to it. So you can just go ahead and delete the diffuse and get a printable shader, plug it into here, drag the metallic all the way up, and we're going to drag the glossy all the way down to 0. And if we render this now, we are going to see we have this really nice effect. And it's kind of the reflections and the dark world environment that's giving us this high contrast between these nice white highlights and these black areas. But we're going to make it look quite a lot nicer as we continue. So for now, just make sure your world environment is completely black. And let's do some more things with these lamps. So I'm going to take one of these lamps, make sure my cursor is in the center, and go back to 3D cursor, go Shift D and just double tap R to rotate this. Go into my camera view, and I'm just going to keep rotating the lamp in render view just till I get some nice highlights I like. Okay, oops, maybe like this, and then Shift D, RZ, rotate one around so we get some nice lighting from the back to about here. Shift D, R. And this is just duplicating some lamps till I get some nice reflections around my scene. So I really like this lighting on the rim at the moment. It's looking quite good. So for now I'm going to stick with this. And now we can make the jewel material here. So I'm going to go click on the jewelry, the diamonds themselves. And we're going to get rid of the diffuse. And we are going to get a glass shader. Plug it in here. Then we're going to get a mix shader. Put it here. Then we're going to get a transparent shader, put it below the glass and plug it into the bottom of the mix shader. And then we're going to take the factor and drag it all the way to 0.1. And we're going to make this lightly blue, like this. So if we do our viewport render, Shift Z, we can see here this is what it looks like. I think that's looking a little bit too light. I might make it a bit darker. Something like this. There we go. Now we have this nice rich blue color, and you can make this whatever color you want. If you wanted to go around make it pink, you can do that. I'm just going to stick with a blue color. I really like the way it looks, and this is looking pretty good so far, but we can do a few more things to really make it stand out. So what we're going to do is just come and grab our ring again here, and we're going to make our silver ring material just a little bit more realistic by adding some bump to it. Just a slight amount. So what we're going to do is Shift A, get a noise shader, then get a color ramp, plug the color into here, take the color, and we're going to plug this into a bump. So search for a bump node, take the color here, plug it into height, take the normal and plug it into here. And if we just, if you have Node Wrangler enabled, user preferences, add-ons, and just make sure if you go to nodes that you have the Node Wrangler enabled, and then save user settings. If you go and you hold in Control Shift and you left click on this node, you can preview it, so it'll go and give you a viewer node here. So if we go Shift Z and preview here, we can see what this looks like. And what I'm going to do is just drag these two closer together, this black value up, and then hit plus, and then grab this middle flag and just make it about a middle gray value, like here. And then what I'm going to do is take this strength here and make it 0.1. So if we go Control Shift left click on our principled, it's going to plug it into the surface here, and we can now see we have this slight amount of bump going on here. Now we can take the scale here and make it maybe something like 12 and bring the strength down to 0.05. So we only have this slight amount of bump to our ring, because if you look at actual photos of jewelry, they're never absolutely perfect. There are some slight amount of displacement going on the surface, and there we go. Especially if something has been handcrafted, unless you have a CNC machine cutting things, you're never going to have that perfect surface look. So this is what we have so far, and we can also go back to our default. We can grab our camera here, go to our camera settings, enable limits, then over here under, let's go, under depth of field, we can set this to f-stop, set the value to 2.7, and then we're going to take this distance value and we're just going to drag it till that cross over here comes just to about there. That's what the main focal area is going to be. If we go Shift Z now on our viewport and we look at this, we're going to see that it's out of focus. So we see the focus here and it kind of fades off here. And it's just going to make things look quite a lot more realistic. Now you can rotate your lighting around more and do all sorts of things till you get something you like. But one thing I'm also going to do is just to make this scene a little bit more lighter, I'm going to enable ambient occlusion. And just give it a value of 0.2. Then I'm going to go to my units tab here, go down to color management and set this to filmic. Cool, so it's going to help with those harsh whites, and then the look, we're just going to make it base contrast. So just waiting to see what that looks like. Yeah, and that should be quite a nice render. So what we're going to do now is also just go to our layers menu here, go all the way down to bottom and make sure denoising is enabled. Now this is a feature that's only going to be available in version 2.79 and above. So that's why I said in the beginning, try and use Blender 2.79 for this tutorial. And we can now go ahead and give this a test render. So let's have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so here we have the final render, and you can see it looks quite nice. Now, when I was kind of preparing for this tutorial, things looked a little bit different. It's always one of those things, I can never get it exactly the same as I did before. But this gives you a rough idea of my jewelry workflow. You can go ahead, rotate the lamps, play around with your scene, maybe even add a HDR. I kind of like a dark environment because it gives this high contrast between the blacks and the whites, which really gives it this nice product render of this nice sharp contrast. If you ever look at actual jewelry photography, you see a lot of that stuff going on. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Once again, the scene is provided below, or you can just do your own jewelry scene, whatever you want. Please like and subscribe. Check out the comments, the description below, and there are some useful things in there as well. I will see you guys next time.